guys, welcome to Comfy Cozy Up. So today is I am literally going to be doing some book haul and do some work on my draft, which I have not been doing. I've been sucking at it, but today I needed to pick up a book. Now I went and finally, after all these years, got a library card. But here's the deal, it's not convenient. This library is so cute. It's small, cute. It's a cozy spot I would hang out, but it is literally 30 minutes from my house. There's a new library that is down the street from my house, but I am literally the border of another county. So it's a different county and there's certain kind of rules that I have not figured out. I'm supposed to go back when I get the membership from my county in order to use theirs. I don't know what the rules are, but I will figure it out when I go to them to see if I can use my library card with them. Nevertheless, I got some perks about getting a library card. I think there's two things that I can get ebook on through the library. And I think there's Audible on there as well. I don't know. We're gonna figure it out because I have not spent the time to actually look at all the perks of joining the library. But needless to say, the book that I wanted, I couldn't get. I was put on a hold and now the book is ready. So I'm gonna pick the book up and I'm gonna see what else they have. And I think this is gonna be like a once or twice a month situation. I love the location in terms of it's a quiet neighborhood. I just don't love that I'm driving through woods, guys. I'm literally in the mountain. I am driving through woods to get here. You literally, I saw one supermarket on my way here and a school. I didn't even see houses. There's a lot of gated community in this area. So there's like, you saw the front, you know it's a gated community, but that's all I'm getting. So I'm gonna head in and probably stay here for about an hour, and then I'm gonna head back on the road and get something to eat and go home. Yeah, that's my day right now. And then I will show you all the other books that were sent to me and what I'm currently reading, that kind of deal. All right. Hey guys, so I am back. So the library, I think I stayed in for about an hour, mainly doing some reading of my draft, trying to stick to my November plan. So November plan is going along okay. The tomorrow, so you guys will be seeing this on Saturday the 16th, so on Sunday the 17th is the workshop for Journal Mood. So those are invites for the Zoom chat will be already out, and then I will email it to those who requested. If you are not following me on Instagram and you want to join my journal workshop, send me an email or send me a DM over on Instagram. All right, so I'm sort of on track as far as everything else. So because I am not writing, I am literally just reviewing what I have, because I have to end that draft, and that's the goal for the month. I do feel like I'm sort of on track because I have I took today off, have 3-day weekend, and then I only work about 4 days next week, and then I am done for the year. So I don't go back to work until January. So I have a month and a week so to focus on and do a lot of things. So I do have a week left in November that I can dedicate to just that, because I will be with my family, so I won't have distraction as far as wanting to sew or do anything, because I won't have my sewing machine. So with that, I'm thinking I might get there if I continue at the pace I'm going by, reading these pages and get back into the story and try to figure out how to end it. I'll be all right. As far as book, I'm a little ahead, and I do mean I'm ahead. I completed 2 novels and a romance, so that's 3 novels, and I started another classic. So I am still dedicated to completing my classic 4 that I didn't complete in November. So I completed the Conjure Woman and Other Conjure Tales. I enjoyed this. This is like it's a little different than what I thought it would be, but it's really like kind of sort of an interlocking story, because it's same character, but there's stories that's happening within stories. So mainly this man who decided to move to this particular town because it was recommended because his wife was ill and she needed to be out of the environment they were in, assuming that the environment is contributing to her illness. So while they're there, they're meeting people from this town, and this is after the Civil War. So there's things that's happening that is, you know, the early time period of the Civil War, after the Civil War, sorry. What I liked about this, where Charles W. Chestnut did, was he had a character in this. It's this old man, this whole black man, old Julius, and he is constantly like always telling a tale of why this said main character in here should do something or shouldn't do something. There's a part where he wanted to buy oh, why am I forgetting already? He wanted to buy a horse, and then he was telling him about another animal. Is it a goat? Either way, it doesn't even matter. The whole point is the man constantly would tell him something to discourage him from doing something. But he's like what we call in Jamaica a ginel, meaning he's like conning him in a way that doesn't come off the like initially, until something happened and he realized why old Julius told him that story. But the stories are funny, and some of the stories, of course, are not funny at all, because it relates to slavery days. But it's like, I like this because it's like, it's like folk tale. It's very much stories that are from, you know, sitting in the porch and somebody just coming up with this lavish story. You're not even sure if it's true or not. That's what you get in this. I like this. I thought it was entertaining. I thought it's just a tale. It kind of reminded me of Zora Neale Hurston's The Muser Man. I'm trying to think. It reminded me one of Zora Neale Hurston's book where she had the same thing, where there's this group of men that's telling these wild stories, and they're just like, you know, some of it is like it's related to a particular topic, that kind of deal. That's the best way I can summarize this for you guys. I'm a little bit out of it right now with this, but you get my drift. It was interesting. I'm currently reading Cranford, Elizabeth Gaskell, and I wanted to read this from last year. I didn't get to it, so now I am 50 pages in. So the goal is to finish this month, and I also want to finish Secret Agent, which was the subscriber pick for last month, but we're gonna get to it. I also read, which I'm so glad, I read at least one of the books that was sent to me, because I will show you in this video more books were sent to me. And my parents' marriage, I knew I was gonna enjoy this. I knew I was gonna enjoy this. So this story follows a young woman whose father is a businessman, and he has a particular trade that is very needed in his community. He's, you know, and he's known for it, but he's still using old school ways of doing certain things. He also has many wives, and one particular wife was somewhat conned in believing that she was the only, first and only, and it turns out she was not. After that particular wife happens to be the main character's mother. So the main character is now seeing the kind of things that these women are going through, and she wanted to escape, and how she ended up escaping is when she meet this particular man, young boy. He also have this academic endeavor that he wanted to do, wanted to study abroad. And he had a particular family member who's selling him the wild dreams of what it's like in another country, and how he's, you know, doing well and all that. She was able to convince her father, who was very much adamant about her going away abroad to go study. And so when she did go abroad, there is that, how she went to go abroad is by marriage. So now her marriage is intertwining with what she knows and how she feels about her own parents' marriage, and how she's coping with the communication, the role of a man, the issue of money, the issue of what's acceptable in terms of who can provide what. She's dealing with all of this, and it's like all hell break loose. The things she thought she was going to experience did not. How she survived, her drive, the relationship with said husband, and there's a feeling that I have towards that husband. It was an interesting book. And there's a way how it ended that I thought was clever, in terms of not ending it in a way that most women would probably want it to end, in terms of that idea that you need to be, some things are not forgivable in that sense. So I like that it didn't end how I would think most book would end in this kind of storyline. That was a nice twist. Although it has some frustrating moments in it, but I was here for it. I also read a Christina C. Jones book, and let me tell you, it is called No Longer Afraid, and it's a spin-off from one of the novella that I read last month, which was Maybe One More Time. And I remember how it ended, and I said this was my favorite of the series, and I was so frustrated because I thought it was just not, it didn't end right. Like, I'm like, what? It's too many loopholes. And lo and behold, she did a full-length spin-off of two of the characters that were like associate characters, and I knew that was gonna happen. I had a strong feeling that she was gonna do that. And what I loved about this is, like, it unfolds so many secrets, and it also had a very, very trauma moment in this book. I was surprised she went there. It is not heavy with the smut, but it is heavy on the trauma. But it ended with a cliffhanger, and I was screaming like, no, 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 because normally our books are done in a way that it's not, she doesn't do cliffhangers. So even if it's a series, it might be a series with a separate character that shows up in the previous character, but in this, it ended in a cliffhanger. So I was frustrated, and I realized, oh, the second book is out. So I will absolutely be reading the second book because of how it ended. I just want to know, you know. But again, I am on the whole danger, alpha male, shoot 'em up. I'm here for her storylines in that more than the contemporary kind of storyline that she has, where I feel like it's just sugar coated. I'm not, no. I like her bad boy, dangerous lifestyle books. Yeah. All right, so that is what I've been reading and what I've read for this month so far. What did I get at the library? One book. It is also a part of my, this book is also a part of my TBR. And when I went to the library, I thought I would be interested in any other book, and I realized I'm not interested in any other book that I don't already own. There's a couple of books I saw that I was like, oh, I might pick this up, but then I was like, oh no, I have a copy at home. So this is one of those where the library is not going to be a heavy rotation for me at all, because I own so much book that I need to read that I have on my TBR. I'm hoping to not spend no money on books this month, because books are still coming in for publishers, and there's still TBR books that I bought for my birthday from last month. So I'm going to just use the library if it's any other books that I really want to read, but I don't own it, that kind of deal. But I don't see myself really doing the library that much. It is not convenient, guys. It is out in the woods. I will not want to be caught back there at nighttime at all. But it is a very quiet, relaxing place that I felt like I was able to do a lot of reading. And if I have to write, I know if I have to bring my computer there, I would definitely be okay with that. I feel like that's the vibes I was getting. Okay, so the book I got was a nonfiction, because I have not read the 2 nonfiction I have on my TBR. I've not read any of them yet, but we're gonna read it. And that is The Message, and that's his Tallahassee quotes. And we've been seeing this everywhere. It is very much a controversial situation with this book. But I've read his nonfiction, which is Between the World and Me. I've also read his fiction. So he is a great writer, and I am wanting to get into his thought process on his experience with why he wrote this nonfiction, and I would definitely tell you what's the message in it and how I feel about what he wrote, and my opinion. So this is the only book I got from the library. The other book that I want to talk about that I picked up myself, before I get into the books that were sent to me, because the books that were sent to me, honestly, I don't know what they're about. I'm just going to show you the books, and then you let me know which one you think I should pick up next. Now, this came out of the jar that you guys saw. I did the, yeah, Ring Shop. So this came out of the jar, and I met this author back in September for Brooklyn Caribbean Literary Festival, and I bought his newly released book, which is totally different from this. I've seen this book so many times. I know it has mixed reviews, but I wanted to still read it because I felt like, oh, okay, let me read what it's about, even though this alone, but just to see his thought process on this. He's a Caribbean author, and it's short. So that was a perk for me, because I was like, oh, this is short. I will be going through it real quick, and I will get this done for this month for sure. All right, the other book that was sent to me that I've seen on Instagram, but I've never looked to see what it's about, because it never piqued my interest that much, but it was sent to me. So we're going to go through some of these. So Masquerade, I have no idea. This is, it's giving me fantasy and it's giving me YA. I don't think this is adult. Yeah, and it's the cover is nice. Again, we're doing blind. Biomythograph. I think that's it. I think it's Michelle Lewis. So this is giving me nonfiction. Is it? Oh no, it's poetry. My bad. It doesn't even say poetry on there. I wish it did. It's definitely poetry. It's poetry. Yeah, it's definitely poetry. I think every year they send me poetry book, and I typically read at least 2 of them. So I think this is the first poetry book I've had in a bunch that's sent to me so far. I know it's 20-something books so far, and it's my first poetry. I've seen this. This is one of Read with Jenna book, which is Swift River. This is I think this was out in the summer. And this one, I'm not sure what this one is about. So what I'm getting from this is it's a family drama, and there's some secrets that is one of the main character is discovering about a family member. That's what I'm getting from this. So this is a detective, so I'm assuming this is a thriller mystery. So this probably this is giving me independent publishing. Why is it giving me independent publishing? Is it? No, it's not. It is not. But my God, the cover is awful. The cover is just very cheap, and if I saw this in a book, I probably wouldn't even look at it. I need them to do better with the cover. Yeah, the cover is just not, it's not doing it. Troubled Water. So this is another novel. Never heard of it, and it is giving me historical fiction. And so it's set in this intimate portrait of 2 generations. A granddaughter and a grandmother come to terms with what it means to be family, Black women, and alive in a world on fire. And it is down south, Mississippi. So interesting. This I've seen. I think there was an interview on Instagram recently with Black melanated reader, I think. I didn't watch it because I was sleepy. But this one, I also don't know what it's about. Ooh, it's 1974. So, historical fiction. I'm here for it. I'm here for it. And okay. It's family drama. I'm here for it. This one is What Do You Need? So how women of color can take ownership of their career to accelerate their path to success. So this is nonfiction. Not sure about this one. But got it. Then we have A Graphic History of Hip Hop. Yay! I'm here. Look, I'm here for this. I am here for this. And it's okay. So they're starting from 1964. What are we going to? Look at this. They got all the iconic hip hop. This is cool. This is definitely a coffee table book. It's definitely a coffee table book, and it's covering all the way to 2010 that they're covering in here. And iconic albums and things like that. I am excited for this one. Definitely going to read this one and add it to all the other graphic novel I've been getting. Well, graphic novel, sorry, it's not graphic novel. Coffee table books, yeah. So alright guys, this is all I got to share today in this video. I hope to start vlogging this week and get back to our regular programming. All right, guys, see you guys in the next one. Thanks for watching. Bye.